A woman in heels is sprinting across a bridge at midnight. Not jogging, running. The kind of run that means someone is already dead or about to be. Her name is Suzuki. By day, she edits fashion magazines. Right now, she has daggers hidden in her shoes. The Russian man behind her has been hunting ninjas for years. He hasn't missed yet. He fires. Suzuki drops. The bullet shaves the air where her skull was half a second ago. She spins, kicks, and her heel splits into two razor blades. He barely dodges. Then something shifts. He stops running and starts hunting. Different energy, dangerous energy. Suzuki pulls out her electric baton, hits him clean in the chest. It does absolutely nothing. He grabs her wrist, twists once, and folds her to the ground like laundry. From a rooftop nearby, a high-ranking ninja named Kato lines up the shot. Clean angle, easy kill. Except a toothpick buries itself in his arm. A toothpick. Kato turns. There's a young man strolling toward the bridge, hands in his pockets, looking like he forgot his umbrella somewhere. His name is Kuro. He drops the Russian in under 40 seconds. No speech, no war face, just a chokehold, a pause, and silence. Then he tells Suzuki, the woman bleeding on the ground he just rescued, that she can handle the rest. Turns around, walks into the dark. Suzuki stands there, chest heaving, watching him disappear. And honestly, same. Because who does that? Who saves a life like it's an inconvenience and goes home to sleep? Before we continue this recap, tell us where in the world you are watching and what time it is over there. Someone near you might be watching too. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Kuro's house smells like old wood and zero ambition. The walls are thin, the floor creaks, and this same man who just neutralized a professional assassin with a toothpick, is lying on his back practicing blowing toothpicks at the ceiling. Not training, not debriefing, blowing toothpicks at a ceiling. That's the hobby. That's the whole personality. Then his senior, Ko, slips into the room without a sound, and the air changes immediately. Ko doesn't knock. People like Ko don't knock. He lays out the mission flat. An underground ninja organization, dangerous, organized, post-World War II, has quietly taken over Zone High School. Beneath that school are military tunnels, old secrets, the kind governments bury and hope nobody digs up. Kuro's job, go undercover, pretend to be a student, find out what they want. Kuro's face during this entire briefing, tired, genuinely deeply tired. Ko hands him a special suit, one that makes him disappear, but only partially, like a bad Wi-Fi signal. Kuro puts it on, tests it, shrugs. The man treats a military-grade invisibility suit like a free t-shirt from a promo stand. Then, and this is where it gets good, a friend's voice cries out from the bathroom, out of toilet paper. The roll is sitting across the room, completely out of reach. She warns Kuro, don't look at me or I will end you. So this elite ninja, satellite-controlling, toothpick-shooting Kuro, climbs sideways along the wall, eyes forward, arms out, like a lizard in a crisis. Hands her the paper. She slaps him anyway. He deserved it. The exam room smells like chalk dust, cheap eraser, and stress. Kuro walks in looking like he hasn't slept since the last government. Tired eyes, sharp jaw. Half the girls in the room forget what they were writing. He doesn't notice. He's already scanning the floor because the underground ninja organization, knowing he'd come, scattered colored rice grains across the tiles as a hidden answer key. Clever, except the boy sitting next to Kuro, Noguchi, spots the rice and screams. Full panic, thinks it's insects. The teacher tells him to clean it up. The answer key is about to be destroyed. Kuro moves fast, drops an eraser, bends down, loads a tiny paper ball into a straw, and fires it directly at Noguchi. Noguchi screams again, now convinced someone is touching him, starts accusing the teacher of having inappropriately long arms. The teacher, offended, says, and this is a direct quote, "I do not have arms that long." The whole room erupts. While everyone argues, Kuro fills out answer sheet after answer sheet. Then the teacher kicks the rice grains across the floor. Exam over. No more answers. Kuro does the only logical thing a highly trained ninja can do. He fake cries, claims exam nerves made him drink too much water, and urinates on the spot, in the exam hall. The teacher tells him a blank paper would have passed anyway. The exam was a formality. Kuro sat in wet clothes for nothing. Walking home, Noguchi opens up, talks about a friend named Ada, a kid who got bullied so badly he stopped coming to school entirely. The anger in Noguchi's voice is quiet, the kind of quiet that means it still hurts. Then he mentions the tunnels beneath the school, old military tunnels from World War II, connected to a hidden base. Kuro's ears don't move, but his whole body shifts. That's why the organization is there. Noguchi leans against the rooftop railing, still talking. Then the railing gives way. He drops. Kuro leaps without thinking, catches him mid-air, and the suit inflates into a cushion on impact. Noguchi screams, then passes out cold, mouth wide open. Kuro carries him home in silence, not a word. Classic Kuro.
Ada hasn't been to school in weeks, and everyone knows why. The same group of boys, same routine, same hallway, same smug faces. But today, they picked the wrong moment, because Kuro is 3 steps behind them. He doesn't announce himself, doesn't crack his knuckles. He hooks one boy's leg with his foot so smoothly it looks like a trip. The boy crashes into his friend. Both of them stumble. Ada just stands there, confused, because from where he's standing, nobody touched anyone. Kuro is already walking past, heading to the back row, sitting down, opening a borrowed textbook, completely unbothered. Ada looks around, sees nothing. The boys look at each other, nobody can explain it. That's the point. If Kuro can protect someone without them ever knowing he was there, the threat never finds them. Cold, calculated, and weirdly kind. Then a red laser dot appears on Kuro's face. Not a weapon, a signal, a ninja communication signal. Kuro stands up quietly and leaves. On the rooftop, a boy named Shion is waiting. High-ranking ninja, sharp eyes. He was there the night of the bridge, watched Kuro end the Russian before he even got his footing. There's another ninja hidden inside the school too, the discipline director. He tells Kuro to meet him in the boiler room after class, then walks away before Kuro can respond. Typical. The boiler room smells like rust and old heat. Kuro walks in. The director pulls a sword before the door fully closes. No warning, no words, just steel swinging fast. Neither man knows the other is on the same side. They're fighting each other like enemies, while the real enemy is somewhere else in the building entirely. Kuro blocks every strike with frightening precision. When he finally gets control, he tells the director calmly, "A satellite is locked on your position right now." The director laughs. Then a laser fires from the sky and cuts his sword clean in half. The laughing stops. Somewhere in the hallway outside, Mitsuki, the most popular girl in class, is leaning against the wall. She watched Kuro walk in. She smiles when he walks out. Not a warm smile, the kind that means she already knows something he doesn't. The boiler room is hot, humid, smells like rust and old pipes. Kuro walks in expecting a conversation. What he gets is a sword swinging at his face. The discipline director, the undercover ninja he was told to meet, attacks him on sight. No greeting, no warning, just steel moving at professional speed. Here's the thing though, Kuro doesn't flinch. He reads every strike before it lands, blocks, redirects, counters with the kind of precision that makes it obvious this is not a student. These two men are destroying the boiler room trying to kill each other because both of them think the other is the enemy. That's the part that should make you furious. They're on the same side, fighting each other because nobody communicated. Sound familiar? Kuro finally stops the fight with words, tells the director to stand down, says a satellite in orbit is currently locked on his position. The director laughs, out loud, full condescending laugh, because why would a low-ranking ninja control a satellite? Then the ceiling of light comes. A laser fires from the sky and slices the director's sword cleanly in half. The man stares at the two pieces in his hands, doesn't laugh after that. Kuro walks out, calm, unbothered, and standing right outside the door, waiting, watching, is Mitsuki, the most popular girl in class. She gives him a slow smile. No words, just that smile. Then she turns and walks away. Something about it feels completely wrong. You can't explain it, you just feel it. And that feeling, that's the story telling you something your brain hasn't caught up to yet. Don't look away. If your gut just told you Mitsuki knows more than she should, subscribe, because what she knows is about to change everything. A grocery store. Quiet afternoon. The sensor door opens, nobody walks in, but the air moves wrong. Items shift on shelves by themselves. A woman inside, a ninja, trained, alert, feels it before she sees it. She spins, attacks the empty air. Her hands connect with something. She fights hard. She fights well. It doesn't matter. The invisible man kills her anyway. No face, no sound, just gone. Suzuki gets the message minutes later. Her mentor, dead. She reads the words twice. Her hands don't shake, but her jaw tightens in that specific way people do when grief hasn't hit yet and fury is filling the space. She steps outside. The attacker is already there, waiting, invisible. She can't fully disappear. Her suit hides part of her. His suit hides everything. That's not a fair fight. That was never going to be a fair fight. He grabs a civilian near her, uses them as leverage. Suzuki goes cold still, tells him, "Don't touch civilians." His response, he doesn't even look at the civilian, he looks at Suzuki and says her death isn't written here, it's written at Kodan High School. Then he's gone, just wind and the sound of her own breathing. That night, Noguchi is in her room thinking about Kuro, the way people think about someone they can't explain yet. Then she looks up. Kuro is sitting beside her bed in the dark, silent, watching. She doesn't scream, which honestly says a lot about her. He tells her everything. The ninja killed at the store, the attack coming to their school. Then he says 6 words that land like a closed door. Do not come to school tomorrow. He jumps out the window before she can answer. She sits alone in the silence he left behind. And somewhere out there, a man named Saruda is already moving.
A man is running through an empty street. Hard, desperate, the kind of run that means his legs already know something his brain is still processing. A ninja star tears through the air behind him, tracks him like it has a vendetta, and buries itself in his leg. He goes down hard, face first. His name is Saruda, former ninja, ex-member of Kuro's own team. The invisible figure standing over him offers a choice, simple, clean. Join the underground ninjas or don't get up. Saruda doesn't hesitate, doesn't think, just smiles and says he enjoys killing people. Then he asks who the next target is. And here, right here, the story flips the table completely. Because the invisible figure pursuing Saruda is Saruda. He was playing both sides of the conversation. The hunter and the hunted were the same man the whole time. He was auditioning for himself. Take a second. Let that sit. The next morning, a student walks towards school, backpack on, mind somewhere else entirely, and Saruda steps out of nothing and takes him. Gone. The hallway where that student was supposed to sit stays empty all day. Nobody notices yet. Noguchi ignored Kuro's warning. She's at school anyway, because of course she is, and she finds the discipline director at the entrance. She tells him everything Kuro said. His face changes. He pulls a ring from his pocket, presses it into her hand, and says, "Find Kuro, now. Not later, not when convenient, now." The urgency in his voice is the kind that skips past your ears and lands directly in your chest. Something is already in motion, something that started before anyone in that building was ready for it. The classroom door opens. No knock, no greeting, just a headless body dropping onto the floor in front of 30 students. The scream that follows isn't one voice, it's the whole room at once. Chairs scraping, desks overturning, the smell of chalk and morning air suddenly replaced by something cold and wrong. Saruda walks in behind it, still invisible, still silent. He moves through that hallway like he has a list. Students run, some make it, some don't. Suzuki arrives and sees it with her own eyes, and the look on her face isn't fear. It's the specific horror of someone who trained their whole life for moments exactly like this and still wasn't fast enough to stop it from starting. She pulls out her wand, steps forward, ready to end this. Saruda removes his mask, and Suzuki's breath catches. She knows this face. They went to this school together. He loved her once, or at least that's what he told himself. She didn't return it. Maybe she laughed, maybe she just walked away. He never forgave either option. So now here he stands, in the same hallways where it happened, with a suit that absorbs lightning and absolutely nothing left to lose. Suzuki fights hard. She gets close. Then her wand hits him and does nothing. His suit drinks the electricity whole. She didn't know. Nobody told her. That's the part that should make your blood boil. She was sent in without the full information. Then the window explodes inward. A figure drops through the broken glass. Heavy landing, zero hesitation. The high-ranking ninja, Kaido. Saruda reads the room instantly. He knows what Kaido is. He knows what that means for him. So he puts his mask back on and dissolves into the air before anyone can reach him. But Kaido doesn't panic. He draws his sword, slices his own arm without blinking, and throws his blood at the empty space where Saruda was standing. The blood clings to the invisible suit and outlines a human shape in the air, just standing there, breathing, caught. The fight that follows is violent and fast, and Saruda barely escapes with a suit that inflates like a shield and absorbs the final strike. He's gone, but he's bleeding now, and bleeding men make mistakes. Deep in the tunnels beneath the school, Kuro throws a bomb at Mitsuki, full force, no hesitation. The explosion swallows the space between them. Dust, heat, debris. Then the dust clears, and she's hanging from the wall by one finger. Not gripping, not bracing, one finger. Like the bomb was a mild inconvenience. Kuro stares, because this is the same girl who smiled at him outside the boiler room, the popular one, the quiet one.
She planned everything, the attacks, the ninja bait, all of it from inside a school uniform. He throws 2 high-voltage cables at her next, live wires. She catches them with her bare hands and holds them like jump ropes. Electricity has no opinion about her whatsoever. Kuro's brain is doing math it doesn't like the answer to. 2 floors above, Cheyenne is hunting Tsuruta through empty corridors. Smart about it. Scatters broken glass across the floor to track movement by sound. Even his teddy bear is rigged to detect position. He pins Tsuruta against a wall. Victory is literally 1 second away. Then Tsuruta steps out of his own suit and hits Cheyenne from behind. The sword snaps in half. Cheyenne, the better fighter, the faster thinker, is losing because the other man has better equipment. That's not a fair story. That never was. Cheyenne is on 1 knee, half a sword, 1 bad shoulder, finished. Then Kaido arrives. No announcement. He drives his blade through Tsuruta, and the corridor goes quiet. Cheyenne exhales for the first time in minutes. But underground, Kuro is still fighting Mitsuki alone, and something in the way she's moving tells you she hasn't even started trying yet. The worst is still coming. Stay with it. Most people would stop watching here. The ones who don't are the ones who'll see what Mitsuki's real plan actually is. Don't be the person who missed it.
Mitsuki finally stops moving, just stands there in the tunnel dust and tells Kuro everything. Not because she's nervous, because she's already won. The entire attack, the ninjas, the chaos, the school turned into a battlefield was never the real plan. It was noise, cover. While everyone was fighting Tsuruta, her people used the satellite data trail to locate the laser network in orbit. One of their operatives is already up there, right now, in a suit designed to function in space. Kuro has been buying time this whole fight, taking hits, staying conscious, waiting for Noguchi to arrive with the ring the director gave her. She runs in, hands it over. He activates it. An antenna extends. A drone descends carrying a single sword. Kuro grabs it, and the final fight begins. He figures it out fast. Attacking Mitsuki directly is how you lose. She's stronger. She'll always be stronger head-on. So he moves differently. Angles, patience, strike from the side, vanish, reappear. His suit hides his upper body. She can still see his legs. He knows this. He uses it anyway. Fakes with the visible half, strikes with the hidden half. It works once. Once is enough. He drives the sword through. She drives hers through at the same moment. They both fall. Noguchi pulls Kuro up. They run. Above them, the satellite fires. The school disappears in light and heat. The tunnels shake like the ground is trying to swallow itself whole. The exit is too far. Kuro's legs give out. He looks at Noguchi, really looks at her, then removes his suit, the only thing protecting him. He places it over her without a word. Debris falls. Noguchi runs. She makes it out alone. She stands in the open air, suit around her shoulders, and understands exactly what just happened. Kuro is gone. He chose her. He chose the world. He chose both without hesitating for even a second. The story should end there. It almost does. Then a figure appears at the edge of the frame. Same face, same jaw, same tired eyes. Not Kuro. His twin brother, Juro. He walks toward Noguchi with an expression that carries an entire story you haven't heard yet. He opens his mouth. The screen cuts to black. And now you have questions that have no answers yet. That feeling in your chest right now? That's exactly why you subscribe. Because Juro's story is coming. And it starts where this one ended. You are destined for this. Subscribe now.